Hello, folks, and what? Okay, you're screwing up my intro box. Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode. You never know what you're going to get here. Of Orpheus Plays. I'm your old pal, Orpheus. We're here in the market, in Blade and Sorcery, doing some survival mode. Yes. Waves of people come out, progressively harder, 3 weapons. You know the deal. You've seen this before. So, yeah. And I hope you're doing well, wherever you are right now. And yes, I'm starting to mention, I really mean that. I hope that you, right there, you, are doing great today. If you're not, I'm here to save the day, right? Okay, so let's choose one of these weapons. Yeah, weather has really been weird lately. Like, don't worry, I'm not going to go into the whole climate change thing. I don't have really any opinion on it. I think weather is weather, and, you know, when I've Googled, like, the average temperatures over the years for where I live, it's kind of the same. So, whatever. There's rain and snow and everything, and it's getting actually kind of cold here, which is weird because I'm in a warmer climated place in the United States. And, yeah, it's hard to like deal with cold when you're someone that's in a warm place, because your body kind of naturally adapts a little bit. So like my body temperature and my wife's body temperature are almost like a degree lower most of the time. So when we get sick, you know, it's like, oh, I'm at 98.7 or 98.6. Something's wrong, right? Because normally it's supposed to be at like 97 something. Excuse me. And so hold on. Need apple. Here. An apple a day. Nope. An apple a day will keep the Orpheus away. Just kidding. So, yeah, it's weird. Like, so when it gets colder outside, we're just like, oh my god, it's so cold. Oh my god, I'm freezing. I'm gonna put on a sweatshirt and turn on the heat to like 74. Ooh, you have been disarmed. Hello. Nope. Go this way. Hello. Good to meet you. I'm gonna smack you with this. Did I do my first slow-mo kill? Well, who knows? We're gonna do it this way. Jimmy's going in the well. Hey. Anyway, so yeah, we have a hard time dealing with cold. And I'm from a cold climate, so is my wife. We're from the same state. And it's like we just have gotten used to, over like 15 some odd years living in warmer climates, in the hole. Lady, go down the hole. But yeah, so I don't know. It's strange to me to see all these people and how they deal with it. Like we're in sort of a touristy town, kind of. Yeah, kind of. I guess maybe. Yeah, I'll call it a touristy town. Why not? And we get a lot of people here that like go to the singles bars and the nightclubs and stuff, and they go out and go to parties and everything. And when I was younger, dating was like a whole different thing, right? So today you meet someone on an app, and then you can get your bang on real quick if you need to with an app, which is interesting. That's always something that's amazed me. I'm like, why was I not single when that stuff was around? Anyway, so I see it these days that there's an app, but back then it was like you had to bump into someone that you kind of fancied, right? And you had to kind of click together, and then you had to kind of spend more time together, and then you get that awkward like, you want to go on a date or something, and then like you date for a while and everything. Well, now it seems like the whole process is accelerated, because it's like you can see everything about that person online, like their profile, their pictures, or they're like taking selfies in front of the Taj Mahal and stuff. Oh, that person likes travel, right? So it seems like all the hard work has been taken out of it, but I know it's still really difficult to get dates and like find someone that will, be your partner for a while or whatever. But I'll tell you what, in my years of trying to get a date, holy crap, your old pal Orpheus. So I'm mildly autistic, right? And I have brain damage. So it's a little difficult. Yes! Boom, headshot. Gotcha, bitch. But it's a little difficult for me to notice when people are like being subtle and like hitting on me. Oh, wow, his body just landed. And so it's always been tough. I can never tell when someone's like trying to flirt with me or like wants to be friends with me, because I have trouble reading like facial expressions and understanding like what the nuances of human communication sometimes. And when I'm like really overstimulated in like a bar or nightclub, it's even worse, because it's like you know, there's loud music playing and you're trying to get across. My fantasy was always like, why can't I just go into a nightclub with like a big sign that I hold up? This is, my name's Orpheus, I enjoy this, I hate this. You know, like you guys have on your profiles today. Like, I wish I could just have a screen or a piece of paper that was like, you know, my name is this, because I have a name that's rather unique, right? Kind of like Orpheus, but it's not actually even close to Orpheus. It's unique in the same sort of way. And so when you're in a nightclub and like there's someone there and you're trying to like, they're like, hi, my name's Jill. And you're like, hi, my name's Orpheus. And they're like, Morpheus? And you're like, no, Orpheus. And they're like, Florpeus? And I'm like, no, Orpheus. So like immediately it's just awkward as hell. Then you gotta do that whole like, oh, I like you. Would you? Because asking people out on a date was always like, you always kind of felt all like a simp, you know? You're like, could we please go on a date, please? I'm so lonely, right? But so the big secret was, and it's commonplace now, you're like, hey, you want to go out for coffee, right? So it was always, want to go out for coffee? Want to go out for coffee? Well, when I went to New York, the whole dating pool, like the available people changed. Where did you go? Where's that chick throwing fireballs? Oh, was that him? That was him. Okay. So like the whole pool of people that were available to me completely changed. I'll give you an example. So you may have heard my one about it's my goth versus emo episode, where I used to be a clubbing goth kid. Shut up. Just go watch the episode if you haven't. Just don't at me, dude. Don't make assumptions. Go watch the video. I'm not so savvy that I'm going to put it up here in the corner yet. Maybe at some point I'll get to that stuff, but go find it. It's called Goth vs. Emo. Ow, right in the face. You biznatch. Hey. Ha. Broke her neck. Ha. Come here. I want to kill you. Put my hand over your mouth and tell you. So the dating pool was there, and it was weird. There was a lot of various types of people. So I'm at a nightclub one night, and I'm hanging out, right? I'd kind of expanded my dating repertoire, right? So I'm dressed all goth. Again, shut up. I don't want to hear it. And because I'm preppy now. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm in the nightclub. I'm getting my dance on, getting my drink on, right? Throat punch. Oh, he's coming back. Oh, all right. Okay, you're coming with me. All right, you're getting home. Oh. Did he die? I hope he died. Did you die? Yes, he did. Okay. So yeah, I'm just kind of and I see this goth princess. I mean, you know what I mean. Like, like I described before, the girl that ended up being my girlfriend. This was not her. It's like, pale and wispy and like she's got like leather on in some places and like, dark black everything and black makeup and ooh, right? That was the kind of girl that I was into back then. What the hell? So what? She was into me. So this girl's standing over there and I'm, with my awkwardness, I couldn't tell that she was like flirting with me. Like, she's making eyes across me, across the room. And I kept doing that thing where like, hold on. So like you have someone across the room and as soon as they look at you, you kind of do one of these things. So they look and you're like, right. Well, I would do that over and over and over again. And I was like, this is weird. Like it always felt awkward to me. So finally this girl comes walking over. And she's like, you could have come across the room at like any time in the last like 20 minutes. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Hello, girl. Are you girl? I like girl. Right? I was just an idiot. So turns out she's really cool. We're having a good time. We're clicking. We're dancing, doing that emo kind of thing where you just kind of sway around and you're all depressed and everything, right? Except it was more industrial, you know. And so we're like, you know, hanging out, we're having drinks and everything. The end of the night comes, and you know, I'm like, can I get your numbers? Yeah, get her number. I'm like, can I call you sometime? 'Cause she lived in New York, and I was not in New York City. I was within a little while. Did he stab himself to death? I think he fell on his axe. Oh no! How did my husband? Anyway, so. You know, I figured the next time I go into town, I'll give her a call beforehand. Come on, there we go. And we'll go on a date, right? So I give her a call. And I'm like, what are you doing this Friday? And she's like, well, I have to work. I have a client that I got to take care of real quick, and then we can go out afterwards. And of course, being the curious Orpheus that I am, I'm like, client, right? Because she didn't tell me what she did, and I didn't tell her what I did. I was just a student, and she was not. She had told me that she worked. Oh, I got you with the rebound. So I'm like, client, huh? She goes, yeah. I do some contract work in the city. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, what does that entail? Like, what do you do? She's like, I'm a professional dominatrix. If you're not familiar with what a dominatrix is, do you know what S&M is? Bondage and leather and straps and a ball gag and the ball gag in your mouth and stuff. Whips and chains and all that stuff. She's like, I'm a professional dominatrix. I'm like, huh, okay. She's like, no, don't worry. I don't have sex with any of my clients. And I'm like, you don't? She's like, no. No, actually, that's not what most of them want. You know, they want stuff like ball clamps and like to be whipped and told that they're a naughty boy and shit. And I'm like, oh boy, like this is gonna be interesting. So she's like, yeah, I gotta take care of this client. And she's like, yeah, he likes it when I cut his nipples with scissors. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? No, he's a high power business executive. He's like some Wall Street banker or something. He likes to get tied up and like get his anyway. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess, right? I'll come pick you up. And she's like, yeah, you know, my home is my vibroblade. She's like, yeah, my house is where my studio is too. So she's like, I'll just, you know, it should be only a couple hours. You can come on over. So I hang up the phone and I'm like, what the hell have I gotten myself into? Yeah, Orpheus is being stupid again. This is not going to lead anywhere good. I'm thinking like, just throw away her number. Just don't go. Well, I didn't make the right decision that night. So I show up at her house. It's her apartment, and like she comes to the door and she's in like full leather outfit, like, you know, making that leather noise as you walk, that like right. She comes walking over and she's like, hey, come on in, I'm just cleaning up. And I'm like, ugh. Like cleaning up, ugh. So I'm like thinking all sorts of horrible things in there. The apartment smelled so musky and weird. like in Family Guy, they say it smells like Astroglide and shame. That's pretty much what it smelled like. And you could tell this guy was kind of fat, the one that had been there, because the restraints, there was like waist restraints, and they were like huge. So she's like, yeah, you know, I just took care of the client, and he left. Like, how much do you get paid for that? He's like, she says, I don't know, between $2,000 and $5,000, depending upon what they want. And I'm like, and that's for what, a night? And he's like, no, for a couple hours. Like, oh my God, like, I should do this stuff. She says, yeah, you know, there's a big demand for men to do this too. And I'm like, no, thank you. I don't like giving pain to anybody. I can't do that. She's like, so, before we go, she says, do you want me to kind of, you know, hook you up and see what, you know, if any of this turns you on? And I'm like, you know, I've never done S&M before. Get out of here, right? She says, you know, I'll put you in like some chains and stuff, and she's like, I'll get the whip out. We'll do a little bit of lights, just, you know, just like beginner stuff. And I'm like, once again, Orpheus the simp is like, that would be wonderful. Whatever you want to do to give me attention, I love you. Right? So she gets me all trussed up. I'm like, you know, spread eagled on the wall with, you know, my hands on chains, like up like this. My feet are in shackles too, and I'm like spread eagled against the wall. And I'm nude. You know? Hey, I could be nude right now doing this. You never know. Or, you know, maybe you do. Maybe you don't want to know. I don't know. I'm not. Don't worry about it. Or am I? So I'm nude. I'm on the wall. And I'm like, so what do we do now? And she comes up with a ball gag and puts it in my mouth. So I'm like, well, what do we do now? Right? Just remembering this now, it's again like, what the hell was I thinking? But she's like, yeah, we'll start light, you know. I'll get a paddle and we'll paddle you a little bit on the side. She's like, I'll get a whip and, like, you know, just kind of whip you a little bit. She's like, I'll start light. Don't worry about it. And she comes up with like the cat of nine tails. It's like the whip with the whole bunch of strings coming out of it. And she winds up with this thing, just goes whack, like right across my shoulder. And I was just like, ow, what the hell, bitch? Like, I'd only seen this chick twice, and she's like beating the hell out of me in her apartment while I'm chained to a wall. Like, yeah, this might not end well. So I'm like, safe word. You know, like, let me out. So yeah, never talked to her again. She was best friends with the girl that I did end up dating, and we made it. We agreed to disagree every time that she was around. Right? I was like, just kind of like, "Hey, how you doing?" She'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And that's about all I got. Yeah, so I dated a dominatrix once. Oh boy, that was embarrassing. But you get to hear it here on Orpheus Plays. I hope you enjoyed that one. It was an interesting time in my life. Oh, that's to say the least. Anyway, we'll see you here next time as I chuck this guy down the well. Dude, go down the hole. No, wait, I want to kill her. And then we'll end it. Hut, hot. Come here, Arnold wants blood. Grab her real quick. Hot. Little flip. There we go. That's sufficient for our last kill of the day. All right, so I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time here on Orpheus Plays. Bye.